joined by Dominic McDowall-Thomas from Cubicle 7, and we're really excited to actually have a chance to speak with you because you don't come to the U.S. very often, and Cubicle 7 has some fantastic stuff we really want to talk about. But first off, how's the show so far?
It's been really, really good. It's been a bit of a hectic one for us. We had our stand assembly. It was a 2-stage affair. We finally got it finished this morning. But
yes, I did pop by yesterday, and everything was set up except you didn't have all your displays. And
yes,
people were a little nervous. But yes, it looks great. You have a fantastic location here.
Oh, thanks.
If I may, Dominic, tell our viewers and listeners a little bit about Cubicle 7, because a lot of them probably aren't familiar with the company.
Sure. Cubicle 7's a role-playing game company, publisher primarily. We're just moving into card games with our new Doctor Who card game, which I'm sure we'll come back to in a bit.
Oh, yes. Designed by Martin Wallace.
Indeed, yes. We've made our name through licensed properties mostly. We have the Doctor Who role-playing game and the Lord of the Rings role-playing game called The One Ring.
Yes.
Other games we've got the Primeval, The Laundry. There's a good range of a good geek culture kind of licenses, and that's where we've come from. We've got some of our own homegrown stuff as well, and I think that probably gives a good picture of us.
Yes, you've got quite a few different items. I know here at Gen Con, I believe you're premiering the 11th Doctor edition of the Doctor Who role-playing game.
That's right.
So everybody's all excited because now Matt Smith, okay, here we go.
Breaking news, Nichelle Nichols will be signing in the Mayfair booth.
Dominic, we got to go. We're Star Trek. I'm teasing. So you have that came out.
Yep.
You also, I'm sure people are going to be kind of surprised because they didn't think you'd have the Doctor Who card game for Gen Con. And here, hand over to the floor. Okay, you can come back to us. I'm teasing.
Yeah.
Of course, Elliott's behind the camera today.
Yeah, so I think that obviously we were a young company, well, still are a young company, but with some of the lines, we had some delays in our production schedule to start with. So yes, I think it's probably a surprise that the Doctor Who card game has come out within about 3 or 4 months of being announced.
Yeah, it was very, very quick.
So we're laying that to rest, and everything's coming out.
And we're definitely hoping to be able to get a review for people right away so that they can. Of course, they're not going to be able to come down to Gen Con and get it, but they can always order it as well.
Yeah.
You did recently win an Origins Award for your Cthulhu Britannica, I should say, and it was Shadows over Scotland.
Mm.
And I believe a lot of folks were kind of surprised at Cubicle 7 that you guys won the award.
Yeah.
And it's very cool because we're huge Call of Cthulhu fans.
Yeah.
We love Call of Cthulhu. We've played it over 2 decades, really.
Mm.
So we're really excited about that as well that you've got. What are some of the items that maybe people aren't real familiar with? I know you've got Clockwork and Chivalry.
That's right.
Which I believe is Cake Bread and Walton.
That's right, yes. They're one of our partner studios.
Yes.
They're also the minds behind the Airship Pirates role-playing game.
Yes.
So Clockwork and Chivalry it's a fantastic setting using their Renaissance D100-based rules. It's set during the English Civil War, which is a period maybe that people over here aren't as familiar with. So
some of us are historical gamers, so some of us know.
Excellent.
A little Oliver Cromwell action in there.
Yeah,
sure.
You got the Royalists and the Roundheads, and that's great fun.
Very unusual setting.
Yes, it is, definitely.
And that's one of the things I think is very appealing because it's not something that's been overly gamed at all.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's something we always look for, is it does something have a particular edge or something that approaching things from a different angle, which I think is what attracted us to the Laundry as well. I mean, apart from the Laundry novels being fantastic in their own right, it was that a game that had to be able to develop a game that touched on the Cthulhu mythos, but gave it its own particular spin, which I'm not sure if you're familiar with the Laundry.
I am not.
It's basically the Call of Cthulhu rules with a new magic system. It's contemporary setting. You play agents of the Laundry, which is the part of the civil service in Britain set up to combat the mythos threat.
Yes.
And there's lots of technical reasons, but there's a link between mathematics and magic. So it means that you can use computers to cast spells. So every laundry agent gets their standard issue Necronomophone, which is an iPhone preloaded with magic apps.
Right.
So if you're going into the dangerous situation, fire up the warding app, and away you go.
Sounds fantastic.
It's great, yeah. But in a nutshell, it's rather than using magic points like straight Call of Cthulhu. In this variant,
You have your battery life on your phone, and when that's
yeah. Yeah, that's it. But your whatever hardware you're using gives you a certain power level to cast spells. So your laptop, say, can let you cast level 2 gates and things like that. You can plug in
Then you need to
peripherals.
upgrade,
Yep,
right?
you can boost the circuit, boost the signal with peripherals and extra plugins and circuits and things like that. So yeah, it's great fun.
It sounds phenomenal. It really, and I am familiar. I actually have not seen the game itself, but I have read a little bit about the role-playing game. And
Yeah.
thought, this sounds really neat.
I think it's something that it might not be obvious to Call of Cthulhu players that it's a Call of Cthulhu-derived game, mechanically and certainly with elements, sort of lots of elements of the setting. So I think that's maybe one that people might not have seen if they're
And
Call of Cthulhu
we're
fans.
big fans of the old, well, it's not old, it's still around, the Cthulhu kind of generic, or I should say Chaosium generic role-playing game system.
Absolutely, I mean,
D100.
we love it. It's it's one of our go-to games, which is why Cthulhu Britannica, the British 1920s supplement range, was something that we've been itching to do for so long. And it was great, as you said, when Shadows over Scotland won the Origins Award. That was brilliant.
And big congratulations on that.
Oh, thank you. And to Stuart Boone, the author, it's a fantastic piece of work.
You also have the One Ring, which
We do?
I believe has done fairly well.
Fairly well,
I
yes.
think you've sold a few copies of that.
One or two.
One or two. And you've supported it very well, too. I believe you just had a new supplement either just come out or it was announced within the past couple of weeks. I
Yes,
always saw a video.
we've got the Tales from Wilderland adventure
Yes.
campaign. It's a 7-part adventure campaign. You can play it as a straight campaign or play it as standalone adventures. It's Gareth Ryder Hanrahan, who's our line developer for Doctor Who, Primeval, and The Laundry. He wrote that one for the One Ring, and it's just fantastic. It really captures that Hobbit feel.
Yeah.
It's worth checking out, if only for the Goblin song.
Okay, you heard it here. Got to get it for the Goblin song, and that
Totally.
is it.
We got.
You had just mentioned the Doctor Who role-playing game. We talked a little bit about that in the beginning. You have the new 11th Doctor edition that's come out. One thing that I had noticed, and I thought was just fantastic of Cubicle 7 to do, is you have the updated information as a download
Yes.
on your website. So you're not forcing people who have the previous edition to buy a new book. And I have to commend you on that because a lot of companies wouldn't do that.
Oh, thanks. It's
So
just fair play,
That's how we
If somebody's
look at it,
bought
too.
the core set, there's differences, but the system's the same. The aliens and creatures supplement, if you for the 10th Doctor core set is exactly, it works perfectly well with the new one. And we just don't like forcing people to buy the same thing more than once.
right,
It's-
it doesn't seem fair.
No.
There are some companies out there that don't have a problem with that, but they'll remain nameless.
I wouldn't comment.
Well, I can, see. So then the other exciting thing, let's go a little more in depth about the Doctor Who card game designed by, I don't know, maybe I'll say legendary designer Martin Wallace, but Martin does have a very, very substantive resume of great game designs.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the card game.
Right, it is a 3 to 4 player card game in which you play the Doctor and his companions defending locations through time and space from the enemies and aliens, and you play the Doctor on your locations. So you have locations. Your opponents have locations. You use your enemies to go and get them and conquer their locations. So it's a very competitive game. I'd say it's simple to pick up. But it has lots of subtleties from extra cards and things like that. So it's got that the extended play potential there as well, and it should appeal to more experienced gamers who'll be able to work out all the different strategies. And as you expect from Martin, there's there's depth to it.
Right, there always is. And I tease Martin, and I've never met him personally, but I always tease that usually one of his designs always have one little mechanic that people just kind of scratch their heads over and go, where did he come up with that?
Yeah.
But yes, he does wonderful designs, and that was a real coup, I think, for Cubicle 7 to have Martin design that game for you as it's really your first foray outside of role-playing products.
Well, I mean, it was something that I'm aware of, that you build expertise in a field, and you can't assume that you can just transfer that into another. So, yeah, working with Martin was fantastic. It was wonderful to see it all come together.
Yeah, it is wonderful.
Yeah.
And how's it doing so far at the show, the card game?
Really well, really well.
Think.
Yeah.
Because I think there's a few people who like Doctor Who, is it? Is that
I think a couple of people seem to have heard of. Well, no, it's amazing how Doctor Who's doing over here at the moment. It's absolutely surging. I mean, do you see the Comic-Con feature?
Which is crazy.
Absolutely.
We covered Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is, I think, I want to say our 8th show we've covered so far this year. Yeah, we get around. We're like bad pennies. We just show up.
Yeah, it was really gratifying for us, actually, with Comic-Con, because we're part of the Rebellion group. So one of our sister companies in the group is 2000 AD.
Yes.
And obviously Dredd was getting all the attention as well. It was with Doctor Who and Dredd, we thought, we're part of Comic-Con this year.
And I'm excited. I really want to see Dredd because unlike the terrible version that was made with Sylvester Stallone, he's not going to take the helmet off ever in the movie.
Yeah.
It's great because in the comic he never did.
Yeah.
Not that I'm aware of. In, 40 years Dredd's been around, I think?
It was, there were some controversies, weren't there? So, no, that's great. And I haven't mentioned this anywhere else, but the possibility of seeing maybe some Dredd from Cubicle 7 at some point.
That'd be great. I remember there was the Judge Dredd role-playing game long ago. I believe it might have been Games Workshop that had published it.
Yes, there was the Games Workshop originally, and then Mongoose Publishing had a version.
Yes, right. But you'll do it right. Cubicle 7.
I
can say these things.
My British Reserve will prevent me from...
Dominic, is there anything else about Cubicle 7 that we haven't tackled that you really want to share with our viewers?
I think the one thing I would say with the Primeval game, that's... fantastic. I don't know if you've seen the show, but it's...
I've seen a couple episodes. It's a pretty interesting show.
Yeah, it's such a fun adventure series. And again, Gareth Hanrahan is line developing that for us, and has done a fantastic job. It's basically, there's dinosaurs, time travel. You go into the future, there's future predators that are coming through.
It's kind of a mashup of a lot of different kind of genres all in one show.
Absolutely. But there's some of the subsystems he's put in are absolutely fantastic. There's threat tokens where the level of threat that you see from like seeing destroyed cars or grisly scenes where something's been. You just the GM throws threat tokens under the table to represent the growing threat. And it's just an amazing tension building mechanic.
So you're sitting there watching as you know what is going to start hitting the fan.
Yeah. It's there's a couple of bits like that in this. That's well worth checking out. It's well done.
Dominic, thank you so much for taking some time out from a very, very busy convention to talk with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.